So, what if you could take your most important digital files and make them, well, practically invisible to anyone who shouldn't see them? Today, we're going to dive into a tool called Fragglestorm, which is all about building your own personal digital fortress around your data by, get this, shattering it into tiny pieces. Let's see how it works.
But first, let me ask you something. Think about your single most important file. You know the one. Where is it right now? Is it sitting in Google Drive, Dropbox, maybe just on your laptop? The thing is, for most of us, our digital lives are scattered all over the place, and every single one of those places is a potential weak spot.
See, a single file in a single location, that's a single point of failure. It's just that simple. But what if you could fundamentally change what that file is? What if you could shatter it into a bunch of encrypted pieces and then scatter them across different clouds? Now that's the core idea we're going to unpack. So first, let's really dig into the problem this technology is trying to solve. The fact that your data is, well, scattered everywhere. We all know this feeling, right? Our files are on Dropbox, Google Drive, the server at work, a personal laptop, and each of those is its own separate vulnerability. A breach on any one of those services could expose your entire file. It's a little stressful when you think about it.
Okay, so how do we fix this mess? Let's introduce the idea of building your very own digital fortress. Say hello to the Fraggle Drive. Just think of it like a brand new virtual disk drive on your computer. On the surface, it looks and feels just like your C drive, but underneath, it's an incredibly secure fortress where you and only you hold all the keys.
So how in the world does this work? It's a really powerful three-step process. First, it takes your file and shatters it into tiny fragments. Then it wraps every single one of those little fragments in military-grade encryption. And finally, it scatters those encrypted pieces across the cloud storage services that you pick. The result? No single company, no single server ever has your complete file. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Shattering, encryption, distribution, that all sounds super complicated, right? Well, you'd be surprised. The setup is actually a breeze. Let's walk through the three-step wizard. Step 1 is simple. You just connect your cloud storage. The wizard links right up to the services you already know and use, like Dropbox, Google Drive, you name it. You're basically building your fortress on land you already own. And you have total flexibility here. You can link up multiple cloud accounts, and you can even throw a local folder from your own computer into the mix. This creates this really cool hybrid storage pool where you have complete control over where all the little fragments of your data live. Okay, step 2, configure your drive. This is easy. You just pick a drive letter, give it a name you'll remember, and then you choose something called a fragment count. Now, this number is super important. It decides how many pieces each of your files will be shattered into. And that fragment count, this is where the security gets just mind-boggling. If you choose to shatter your file into just 16 little pieces, there are almost 21 times trillion possible combinations to put them back together. We're not talking about trust anymore. We're talking about brute force mathematical security. It's just staggering. And finally, step 3, you set the master key. You turn on encryption and you create a password. And listen, this is the most important part. This password is 100% unrecoverable. The company can't see it, they can't reset it for you, nobody can. Only you hold this key. It's the ultimate transfer of control and also responsibility right back to you. So you've connected your storage, you've picked your settings, you've created that one-of-a-kind password, you click Add Drive, and in that single moment, your personal digital fortress is officially built. So let's meet your new Fraggle Drive and see what it's like to use it day to day. And honestly, this is the best part. A new drive just appears in your file explorer. That's it. You can drag and drop files, save documents right from your apps, access your photos. It works perfectly with everything. There's no complicated new workflow to learn. It just works. And keeping an eye on your fortress is just as easy. A little icon sits in your system tray and gives you a constant, at-a-glance update on what's happening. The color code is super intuitive. Green means your fortress is secure and all is well. Orange means it's actively working, synchronizing your data to keep it safe. And red just lets you know if there's anything that needs your attention. It's simple, visual peace of mind. Now, that security starts right from the moment you log in. To even get into the drive, you have to approve the login from an app on your smartphone. It's called multi-factor authentication, and it basically means that even if a thief stole your laptop and somehow got your password, they're still locked out without your phone.
So when you put all of this together, what's the big idea here? Well, all this tech really adds up to a fundamental shift in how we think about our data. It's all about taking back control.
This quote really gets to the core philosophy. For so long, we've had to just trust that big tech companies are doing the right thing with our private data. But when your data is shattered, encrypted, and scattered across places you choose, its security isn't based on trust anymore. It's based on cold, hard math.
So the final question is pretty simple. Are you ready to stop trusting and start controlling? If you want to see what it actually feels like to build your own digital fortress, you can head over to cybervore.com and give it a try for free.